that waiting period?
Be patient. I mean, you're going to grow weary because that's just, you know, that's just a natural human reflex. I think that while you're in that period, learn more about what you enjoy. Can you really enjoy being alone? Can you really enjoy being by yourself? And I think sometimes we get anxious because we don't know how to really enjoy ourselves and enjoy our singleness. And truly, it's a blessing. I mean, you truly begin to open up and learn more so that you can help someone else grow in their experience of singleness. I mean, singleness is not a disease, and some people treat it like it is, you know, and you get a certain age, and people think that because you're a certain age, you're no longer marketable, or you no longer have it, whatever it may be. And I beg to differ on all fronts, because you know what, there's a lot of us that are at that place, and we have accomplished plenty in our lives. We have enough of ourselves to share, and we are comfortable in our skin, and that's where you need to be. You need to be comfortable in your skin and know that, you know, you're out having a good time. Maybe you're dating seriously, maybe you're not. Enjoy the company of your counterpart. I mean, don't attach it to expectations of it being something grander or bigger. If it evolves to that point, yes, then take it to that next level. But if it doesn't, hey, enjoy the company and say, you know what, I enjoy being in your company, and that's the end of the day. Call it quits.
And if it happens again, we'll call it lanyard.
That's exactly. We'll call it lanyard. Okay.
Okay. What is the spelling of that word, lanyard?
She would ask.
Oh, okay. Okay. I start not to. So we'll let it be. It's okay.
I should know it, but I am not going to attempt it because
I'll look it up on
probably
dictionary.com.
will get it wrong. I'll email it to you.
Yeah, that's good.
Will that work?
That'll work.
Kim, I like the thought that you suggested being comfortable in your own skin. Mm-hmm. And I think, particularly with African-American women and men too, I'm sure, mm-hmm. we've evolved to that. Mm-hmm. You know, we've overcome several, you know, the challenges and mm-hmm. what have you. But it is just good to wake up and say, it doesn't matter if I'm fair-complected, if I'm dark-complected, or whatever. I'm comfortable with who God made me because I'm special. I have something to give and to offer. Mm-hmm. And until you get at that point, it's hard to be in any relationship.
That's exactly
whether
right.
It's, you know, a Valentine's relationship
that's
or
right.
even a, you know, relatives or co-workers like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So that's a very important fact, being comfortable with who God made you and who you are in Christ. Mm-hmm. So if we don't know who we are in Christ, then it might be kind of difficult to reach that level of comfort right. with who. So it balls back to the beginning of identifying with whose am I.
Yep, that's right. And, you know, the bottom line is when you get to that place, that's a process of evolution. You grow into that.
That's good.
You don't just, it just doesn't happen. And until you get to that place, you're going to attach yourselves to things that you think you need or want in a relationship, speaking of relationships, that you don't need and that won't, you know, help you to evolve to that place of being comfortable, because you're constantly trying to prove to somebody outside of you that you're good enough or that you're enough. Yes. And until you get to a place where you're comfortable, when you get in a situation where you're not working and you're comfortable with who you are, when it's not working, you can say, okay, have a nice life and move on.
That's right.
But when you're attaching yourself because you feel like this person makes you more than who you are, then you're going to be sorely disappointed, and you're going to find yourself in a cycle of disappointments mm-hmm. because you're not comfortable with who you are, because you're constantly trying to prove outside of yourself that you're enough. So it's about really evolving to a place and getting to, you know, getting there is not, it's not a piece of cake. It's work. It takes work. It takes looking deep within yourself and really connecting with spirit and finding that connection to be more important than anything external of yourself.
Wow. That's good. That's very good.
And Kim, sometimes people shy away from relationships primarily because they're set in their own ways, or maybe they've been hurt in a previous relationship. How would you recommend to someone that's actually looking for companionship, how could they, because sometimes they don't even know where to start?
Right, right. That's a good question. I think, you know, and we've all been in relationships. I think most people have. Let's go there. Most people have been through relationships that have been disappointing and hurting and hurtful. And you have to understand that that process, that is a process too. Life is a process. You continually go through challenges to make you more than what you were before. So when you're hurt and you've been hurt and you're carrying that hurt into the next relationship, even if you want it, you've already sabotaged it. You have to find some means to heal that hurt and forgive. And when you go there, when you go into that place of forgiveness, it's not for the other person. It's for you. It's to help you get out of that stuck place so that you can move forward into something new with someone new without all the baggage. And I think when you go to the table with all this baggage, or you go to the door in a new relationship with all this baggage, guess what? You're going to start tripping over it, both of you. You're going to start tripping over that baggage because it's in the way. It can't. You have no clearance to move through it and be fresh with how you grow in the relationship.
Wow. So
you've got to get to a place of healing within yourself, again, connecting with spirit, connecting with the God in you, finding that place to truly forgive who hurt you, accept responsibility for your part in that. And that's a lot of times we don't want to accept responsibility that we did something wrong or that something we did caused the hurt. But I always say this, and I believe it from the depths of my soul. Nothing happens outside of you first. It happens within you first. Then it happens outside of you.
repeat that. That's a good point.
Nothing in your life happens outside of you. Nothing. It all begins and ends inside. Who you are is expressed in your outer world. It is everything that you attract. It is everything that you bring into your life. You bring that. So you've got to get back to a place or accept the fact that you are responsible to some degree, for everything that happens to you.
You're tuned into The Review with Joy and Company, and we're visiting with the possibility diva herself, Kim Harris. I really like that title because we know that with God, all things are possible.
Absolutely.
We'd like to invite you to visit us on our website so that you can learn more about Kim and her works. Leave a comment about today's show and you'll become eligible to win a very sweet something from Miss Possibility